He drew his hand back slowly, almost reluctantly, like waking from a dream too vivid to leave behind. I stayed still, breathing carefully, my pulse steady against the quiet air. The warmth he'd left on my skin pulsed faintly, echoing somewhere deeper than touch. Around us, the room held its breath, that kind of stillness that feels sacred, like the moment before a truth reveals itself. My robe had slipped slightly from my shoulder, but I didn't move to fix it. Not yet. There are moments when silence says more than words ever can. That night wasn't about what happened. It was about what lingered. The understanding that sometimes care becomes confession, and intention hides beneath the gentlest act. When it began, it seemed harmless. A simple gesture of comfort, a way to ease the tension I'd seen in him for weeks. The way his shoulders never relaxed, the way his voice carried quiet fatigue. I told myself it was nothing more than that, but as I prepared the room, I already knew it was something else. The towel was laid out neatly. The scent of eucalyptus hung in the air, calm and grounding, the kind that makes time slow. I adjusted a small corner near his shoulder and whispered, "Just breathe." "I'm right here." His eyes fluttered shut, the faintest smile touching his lips. He trusted easily. Too easily, maybe. She entered then, graceful, steady. Her presence filled the space without noise or explanation. Her hair was swept back, her posture composed, movements deliberate but tender. When her palms met his shoulders, the shift was immediate. A soft unraveling. A release he didn't even know he'd been holding. I stayed at the edge of the room, watching. He believed I had stepped away, that I'd arranged this moment and left him to it. He didn't know I was still there, silent, unseen, watching the calm spread through him. Her hands moved with practiced rhythm, not possessive, not distant, but fluent. A kind of language that doesn't need words. His breath deepened, his hand twitched faintly. A reflex, maybe. But to me, it felt like the beginning of awareness. She paused, her tone light but knowing. "Steady now," she murmured, the words more for the air than for him. He didn't answer, but a line appeared between his brows, recognition flickering beneath the calm. Something inside him shifted. I leaned forward, watching the transformation, the way peace replaced strain, how surrender crept in quietly, like dusk settling across water. When I finally stood, she noticed first. Her gaze met mine, silent question lingering there. I gave her a small nod. She understood. I moved closer, sitting beside him, close enough that my presence brushed against his awareness. I placed my hand lightly on his arm. His breath caught. His eyes opened briefly, disoriented, soft, searching. Then he saw me. He didn't speak. He didn't need to. Realization flickered in his eyes, that I'd never left. That this calm was something I'd orchestrated for him, not to control, but to help him remember what peace felt like. She continued quietly, her tone steady, her movements unbroken. The air had changed now, denser, meaningful, charged with unspoken understanding. When she glanced back at me, her eyes asked one last time, "Are you sure?" "Yes," I whispered. "This is for him." The words steadied me. He turned slightly toward my voice, expression soft, uncertain but trusting. He didn't yet understand that this wasn't about the moment. It was about what it meant. About being seen without expectation. The rest of the session unfolded in near silence. Her touch became slower, almost meditative. Every motion seemed to say, "You are allowed to rest." Outside, the light had dimmed to gold and gray. Inside, the air was heavy but gentle, a kind of peace that felt rare. He was calmer now, grounded in stillness. I brushed my hand against his arm, a reminder that he wasn't alone. His fingers shifted slightly, resting over mine, a small gesture, but filled with understanding. She finished quietly, stepping back, her presence withdrawing like a tide. He opened his eyes, blinking against the soft light. The clarity in them startled me, not from awakening, but from release. I smiled faintly, brushing a strand of hair from his forehead. "Better?" I asked. He exhaled, a half laugh in his throat. Better, he whispered. I didn't realize how much I needed that. I nodded, my voice barely steady. I know, she gathered her things silently. Before leaving, she met my eyes and gave a small, knowing smile, the kind that said she understood exactly what had been shared in this quiet space. When the door closed behind her, he turned toward me, eyes clear but heavy with meaning. You planned this, he said softly. I did. He didn't ask why, but I answered anyway. Because you forget how to stop. You give until there's nothing left, and I just wanted you to remember what it feels like to rest. He didn't reply. He just reached for my hand and held it, the silence between us finally calm, finally enough.